welcome to Biologia. আজিৰ পৰা এটা নতুন ভিডিও সিৰিজ ষ্টাৰ্ট দিম Biology for class 11. So, first chapter যোনটো আছে class 11 ৰ that is the living world. Let me write the living world. Yes, we all know the meaning of living. Living means ki sobe jano, isn't it? But in your book there are some characteristics are given which can identify that yes, it is a living organism. First, let us write the meaning of living. What happens? First, a living organism will take birth, isn't it? After that organism will grow and it will develop, then it will mature and finally it will die. So ki hobo? First birth hobo, tar pisot long eta processor pisot finally ki hobo? Hey organism to death hoy jabo. So we can write a living being takes birth, grows, means after birth of course it will grow, develops, mature, it will undergo a stage which is known as senescence, and finally dies. Okay, so this is the definition of living being. So before that ki hoy? Before that a stage, so death or ago jonto stage that is known as senescence, means jot ki hoy? Aging hoy. So in this period the organism do not have the capacity to reproduce. Hetu period of koa hoy senescence. And after senescence finally the organism dies. So এই যোনটো period আছে from birth to death, this period is known as lifespan. কি বুলি কয় হেতু? Lifespan. So simply we can write that lifespan is the period from birth to death. It is known as lifespan. Now we will discuss about some characteristics of living organism which are given in your book. Generally living organisms or character lower class to pao like breeding, reproduction, etc. etc. But the characteristics of living organism. For this, I will tell you a trick. The trick is grams. Grams or gramsci, like that also you can memorize it. These are the 5 characters of living organisms which are given in your NCERT. G for growth, R for reproduction, A for ability to sense and respond to stimuli, which is also known as consciousness. Then M for metabolism and C for cellular organization. We will discuss these characteristics one by one. But before that, we have to know the meaning of a term, that is defining feature. So now we will write the meaning of defining feature. So, defining feature. Yes, we know that these are the characteristics of living organism. But that doesn't mean that all these characteristics are defining feature of a living organism. How? Karan defining feature hobo karone ki two important criteria ase jun duta fulfill koribo lagibo. First is it means whenever you consider a character, that character must be present in all living organism without exception. Without exception. Second criteria is that it should not be present in any non-living. Yes. So first ki hoy that it must be present in all living organism without exception. Suppose jodi growth to consider korilu tetia he growth to ami defining feature boli kom when growth will present in all living organism as well as it should not be present in any non-living. Jodi konoba non-living things e growth to show kori ase, then growth will not be considered as a defining feature. Clear? Now we will discuss these characteristics of living organism one by one. First is growth. So what is growth? Growth মানে কি? Increase in mass of an organism. যেতিয়া এটা organism or mass would increase হয়, that is known as growth. So how this increase in mass occurs? We can write increase in mass of an organism. So living organism কি হয়? আমার তো এনেকা নহয় যে সারফেসত কিবা এড হৈ গল তেতিয়া আমাৰ এজ এ ৰিজাল্ট কি হৈছে আমাৰ মাস টু ইনক্রিজ হৈ আছে নো লিভিং অর্গানিজমৰ কি হয় the growth occurs within the body. So how growth occurs? It occurs due to increase in number and size of cells. We know that all living organisms are composed of cells, and that is why cell is considered as a structural and fundamental unit of living organism, isn't it? So it occurs due to, we can write like this, increase in number and size of cells. So যেতিয়া cell number increase hobo, suppose this is a cell, it will divide, it will form two cells, again it will divide, it will form two cells. Like this the number of cells will increase, isn't it? So increase in number and size of cells will result into the increase in mass of an organism, and as a result ami ki hoba boli ko growth hoba boli ko. Now we will see some difference between the growth of living, non-living plants, animals as well as unicellular and multicellular organisms. So first, after writing the difference, we will see whether growth is a defining feature or not. Suppose first one let us consider as unicellular and multicellular organism. Unicellular or finally multicellular. So what happened? Amoeba, the most common example. Amoeba is what? It is an unicellular organism. So when the size of amoeba will increase, amoeba growth hobo. When the size will increase, লগে লগে কি কৰিব অ্যামিবাই ডিভাইড কৰিব ইনটু টু daughter cells. Means in case of unicellular organism যেতিয়াই growth হ'ব it will result into reproduction. Reproduction means production of new offsprings of the same type. So amoeba will produce amoeba, daughter amoeba, isn't it? So here in case of unicellular organism growth is equal to reproduction. Mane growth hobo mane reproduce koribo. But in case of multicellular this case is not possible. Multicellular growth hobo mane je reproduce koribo, not like that. In case of animals there are some certain stages which they have to attain before reproduction, puberty. So puberty attain korar pisore ki hobo, they will be capable to produce new offspring. So in case of multicellular organism we can write that growth is not equal to reproduction. The first difference we got. Next one, in plants and animals. Plants and animals. So in plants the growth is unlimited. It means in plants that nuhalegi ki hoy growth hoye thake. But in case of animals it is not possible. In animals the growth ceases or growth stops at certain stage. In human being it is 21, generally 21 will for average to. So 21 years of ki hoy growth to stop hoye jay, tar bisot aru grow nokore. But in plants we say that growth is throughout the lifespan or growth is unlimited. Okay, but here growth is limited in animals. Growth is limited. Now we will see the difference between living and non-living. The difference between living and non-living, and then we will see whether it is a defining feature or not. Suppose this is the living and it is non-living. Yes, living organism ki hoy growth hoy, we all know, because all book says growth is a characteristic of living organism. But in case of living organism growth keneke hoy, size cellular size increase hoy, cellular number increase hoy. So cells pur ki it is present within our body, isn't it? So growth occurs within the body, mane bhitor pora amar growth to hoy. But in case of non living ki hoy, growth is possible, just yar growth to ki surface ot hobo pare, surface of new substance add hoi bine ki hoy grow koribo pare. So living on to within the body, but in case of non living, suppose you can consider because of natural disaster or some climatic change, suppose yat bali ahile, bali ase, and here again soil ahi add hobo pare, again bali add hobo pare, again soil add hobo pare. Like this, after years and years, after so many years, it can lead into a mountain. So first size to jodi enekwa asile, after so many years it can give a size like this. Ultimately ki hoye ase, new substance add hoi pine ki growth hoye ase. Tar mane non living things eo growth to show kori ase, mane non living eo growth to show kori ase. And so second criteria to ki hol amar fulfill no hol. Defining feature criteria asile that it must be present in all living organism without exception. Hetu criteria fulfill hol because it is present in all living organism without exception. But second asile that it should not be present in any non living. Kintu yato non living e growth to show kori ase, That is why we can write that growth is not a defining feature. Growth is not a defining feature. Okay. Next is reproduction. So what is reproduction? It is the production of new offsprings. Production of new offsprings of the same type. So it is, we can write like this, it is the production of new offsprings of the same type. It is important to mention this, same type. So we will see whether it is a defining feature or not. Suppose yes, it is present in all living organisms, but say for example human. We all know that human has the capacity to reproduce. Notun offsprings a new individual produce koribo pare human. But have you heard about infertile couple? Kisuman ki hoy infertile couple thake. Infertile couple bore ki hoy, they cannot reproduce. They cannot produce new offsprings. It means this is an exception. At exceptional case hoy gol. So ki hoy ase first criteria to amar fulfill hua nai. Because it must be present in all living organisms without exception, but yet to exception so kori ase human. And another example you can write, that is worker honeybee. Honeybee ki hoy? Queen thake. Yes, queen is capable of producing new offsprings, but worker honeybees are sterile. Another example, worker honeybee. Worker honeybees are sterile. They cannot reproduce. It means it is also categorized under animal. Although it's an insect, but also it is categorized under animal, kingdom Animalia. So ki hoy honeybee, worker honeybee sterile hoy. It means it is also an exception. So we can write that reproduction is not a defining feature. Reproduction is not a defining feature. Means the two characteristics of living organisms till now Zonuta Palo, both of them are not a defining feature. Is not a defining feature. Yes. Now the third one. Third one is A for this one. A for ability to sense and respond to stimuli. In short, this is also known as consciousness. In your book, it is given as consciousness. So what does this word mean? Consciousness mean ki hoy? Suppose ki hoy bahirot bahut beshi jetia road di thake, sunny day hol suppose. So bahirot gole ki hoy? Automatically আমি চকুটো মেলিব নোৱাৰো, the size of our pupil decreases. চকুটো আমাৰ নিজে নিজে কি হয় জাপ খাই যায়. So কি হৈ আছে হেতু তাত আমি ৰেসপন্স কৰি আছো, এটা স্টিমুলাইট আমি ৰেসপন্স শো কৰি আছো. It means living organisms has the capacity to sense and respond to stimuli, which is known as consciousness. But non-living organisms কেতিয়াও কনসিয়াসনেস শো নকৰে সাপোজ নন লিভিং থিং এটা যদি আমি কিবা দি দিও স্টিমুলাই এটা সাপোজ দি দিলো নন লিভিং থিং এটা then কি হয় নন লিভিং এ কেতিয়াও কনসিয়াসনেস শো নকৰে it means we can write that consciousness is a defining feature. Is a defining feature. Yes, this is the third point. After that is metabolism. Metabolism. So what happened? Inside a living body, lots and lots of reactions are taking place. Digestive system में होक, respiratory system में होक, by excretory system में होक, कि होता है बहुत reactions हैं. In class 10 you got about that. Say, किस्मत enzymes हैं, those enzymes act as catalyst and as a result क्या है? किस्मत reactions occur. So metabolism means the sum of all those reactions which are taking place within our body. Again, the metabolism can be of two types. One is anabolism and second one is catabolism. So metabolism means the sum total of reactions occurring inside a living organism. So catabolism to ami kenke monot rakhibo paru here এই ওয়ার্ডটো হচ্ছে কেটা বস্তু এটা কাটিলে কি হয় সৰু সৰু পিস হৈ যায় তাৰ মানে ইন ক্যাটাবলিজম ৰিঅ্যাকশনটো কি হ'ব ব্ৰেক হৈ যাব সো ক্যাটাবলিজমৰ এক্সাম্পল লব পাৰো সাপোজ ফটোসিনথেসিস ফটোসিনথেসিসৰ প্ৰডাক্ট কি হয় C6H12O6 glucose is produced and oxygen is released. That 6CO2 plus 6H2 means carbon dioxide and water with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll they produce glucose and oxygen is released as a byproduct. This is the reaction of photosynthesis. So anabolism কি হৈছে glucose to ভাঙি পিনে carbon dioxide and water release কৰি আছে in this happens in catabolism but in anabolism what will happen simply opposite of this reaction means 6CO2 plus 6H2O it will result into C6H12O6 plus oxygen. So this is the example of anabolism. There is the difference between the anabolism and catabolism. Next one we will see cellular organization. This last one. Cellular organization. So metabolism is also a defining feature because inside a non-living no such reactions takes place. That is why we can also consider metabolism as a defining feature. Metabolism is a defining feature because it occurs only inside the body of a living organism. After metabolism, it's the cellular organization. At the very beginning of this video, I told you that living organisms are composed of cells and cell is considered as a structural and fundamental unit of life, isn't it? So a group of cells, together cell will produce tissue, and a group of tissue will produce what? Organ, and group of organ will produce organ system, and finally these organ system will together form an organism. So it is these cells are present only in living organism, and it results in the group of cells together form tissue, and group of tissue together form organ, then organ system, and finally the organism. But such activities or such processes doesn't occur in case of non-living. Non-living or কোনো cells na thake, as well as non-living or কোনো tissue na thake. So we can write মানে দুটা criteria fulfill হয়ে আছে because all living organisms are composed of cells. So we can write that cellular organization, যেটো fifth characteristic আছিলে. So cellular organization is also a defining feature. Is defining feature. Okay. So we have completed the characteristics of living organisms, which are very basic, and as well as the whether these characteristics are defining feature or not. So what we got, that growth and reproduction are not, they are not defining feature, and consciousness, metabolism, and cellular organization are defining feature. So this is all about today's video. Hope you have understood, and if you like the video, then please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to share with your friends. So happy learning. Thank you.